What's up, everybody? It's your boy Blackbeard, and we here with another video. Today, I'm going to talk about what items need to be changed and what items, might need to stay the same because it's already good where it's at. There's a lot of items, in my opinion, that definitely are in some need of some changes. Most items in the games are in dire needs of some buffs, while there's like a few that's just entirely OP and is being ran on every single Pokemon that definitely needs some changes. So let's go ahead and get this started. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we out. Let's get it started. We're gonna start with leftovers. Let's read what leftovers do. When the Pokemon is not in combat, it recovers 1% health of its maximum health each second. And then you have to be not in combat for 8 seconds. You're never not out of combat in Pokemon Unite. The game is only 10 minutes long. So this needs to be buffed. What I think they could do to kind of change this item right here, this leftovers item, change it to like 3%. Or maybe like 2%. 2% is probably too low, but 3%, change leftovers to 3%, and then you'll gain double your HP recovery based off your max health. That's how I think they can change leftovers. Because as of right now, leftovers is useless because you have to be out of combat for 8 seconds for it to activate. That's trash. So next item. Muscle Band. Muscle Band is the best attacking item in the game. This is by far the best attacking item in the game. So with Muscle Band, you guys already know you do percentage damage based off of the remaining Pokemon's HP. Do I think this item needs to be changed? I think Muscle Band is in a fine place. They shouldn't touch Muscle Band. It's not there's other items in the game that I think needs to be changed, and I think Muscle Band is in a good spot. I feel like Muscle Band does not need to be changed, guys, in my opinion. What y'all think? I don't think the Muscle Band need to be changed like that. Scope Lens. Scope Lens is only useful on certain Pokemons, like a very select few Pokemons. But the item is bad. It could be buffed a little bit. I would like Scope Lens to be buffed just enough to be useful on certain Pokemons. Or maybe it's not as useful because of the whole shield aspect. But if someone asks me what do I think needs changed on Scope Lens, I just feel like Scope Lens, it does enough, but then it's like it doesn't do that much either. I feel like it's only usable on Pokemons that already scales on crit, but you're trying to buff the crit even more. That's when Scope Lens is useful. If you don't scale off crit, or if your crit base is not naturally high, this item is not good for you. So because this game is a 10-minute game, I feel like this is one of those items that could get out of hand pretty quickly. Like, they can't buff it too hard because I feel like it could become OP fast. But the Scope Lens isn't good, as it's not that good either. So because of that, if they say what needs to be changed, I think the max for Scope Lens is like 8%. They could change it to like 10%, and I know it does critical damage as well. It increases your critical damage, which that's probably what's the best uses. The best use for Scope Lens is for the crit damage, not the percentage or not the hit rate. All right, so that's Scope Lens. Shell Bell. So in my opinion, Shell Bell is definitely a little bit underwhelming. It heals up. The cooldown reduction is good. It's the whole spell vamp part of Heal Bell. The issue with Shell Bell right now is that the healing is like borderline non-existent. They need to up this. Like, you can only heal one time once every like 50 seconds. If they changed it to where like you heal up every time you use an ability, or like every other ability, I feel like Shell Bell will be in a good place. Shell Bell will be in a very good place if they changed how often you heal per ability. But because you only heal up like once every ability every like minute, 50 seconds, this item is trash, and they need to go change how often you're healed up. And they might need to increase the special attack boost even more, and then this item will be more useful. Wise Glasses, this item doesn't need to be changed. This item is perfect where it's at. This is the best special attack item in the game. Boost your special attack by a percentage, which is always good. Yes, Wise Glasses does not need to be touched. Focus Band. This item might need to be nerfed a little bit. As of right now, when you max this item at level 20, when your HP is below like 25% or like 30%, you get like 14% recovery health once every minute. So once it procs, it goes on a whole minute cooldown for it to save you again. But I think 14% is a little bit too high. Change Focus Band to like 10%, and it's in a little more balanced state. Because as of right now, Focus Band is like the best defensive item in the game. Like, it is the best defensive item in the game, unless you're counting a Buddy Barrier. But Focus Band might need change, and I think the best change for Focus Band is changing it from 14% to 10% of recovery when you're under 30% health. Floatstone, this item is trash. Again, this item only works really well when you're out of combat, but you got to be out of combat for 8 seconds. For 8 seconds, like, damn. Like, when are you out of combat for 8 seconds? You never out of combat for 8 seconds in this game. So they got to change that 8 seconds to 3 seconds, and maybe this Floatstone will be useful. And I think that the base movement speed increase without you waiting 8 seconds need to also be increased to like maybe 15-20%. Because right now, this shit ain't useful. This shit ain't useful. Like, Floatstone is ass. This shit needs buffed. It definitely needs to be fixed. Remove the 8 second until Floatstone activates, and then change that to 3 seconds. And then Floatstone will be fixed, and also change the base movement speed up to like 15%. And then maybe more people will be using Floatstone. Buddy Barrier, best item in the game. We already know that. Y'all already know that this is the best item in the game. Let's cut this item all the way out. In my opinion, I would even go as far to say remove this item from the whole entire game and put something else in replace of this. This item is just way too busted. Way too busted. And I feel like the only fix for it right now is only 2 fixes. No, 3. Either remove the item from the game, which they probably won't do that. They probably won't remove Buddy Barrier for the game, or change the 40% the 40% shields based on your max health to like 10%, because 40% is ridiculous. 40% right now. This item, Buddy Barrier, is making Pokemons that's not supposed to have balls. People like Greninja, people like all the squishies, all the speedsters, that all the support characters that naturally wouldn't be all up on you, they're only going all up on you because they know they have Buddy Barrier to save them and get them out of sticky situations. And because of that, this item needs to be removed from the game because it's turning squishy Pokemon into tanks. That's what this item does. It turns squishies into tanks for like 5 seconds. And that's busted. Please remove this item for the game. If you don't, change the 40% free shields into 10% free shields. And that will be the best fix for this item. Please. This item right here is on some bullshit. Score Shield. Score Shield right now is probably the third or second most busted item in the game. You guys already know what the issue with this is. As of right now, Score Shield gives you at level 20, 10% health, 10% shields based off of your max health. If to change this item and to make less people use this, as of right now, when you have Score Shield and you're trying to score, the Score Shield goes first, and then every other shields that you have on that Pokemon, it stacks on top of the Score Shield. That gotta change. That gotta change immediately. To fix Score Shield, they have to put Score Shield in the front. Score Shield needs to be in the front. And then all the other shields go underneath it. It shouldn't be Score Shield and then every other shield stacks on top of Score Shield. Let's take that out of there. That's what's making Score Shield so busted right now, especially on Pokemons like Lucario that gets free shields. Crustle is probably the best Score Shield user right now. Well, maybe Lucario. Nah, I'll say it's Crustle. Crustle is the best Score Shield user by far. That got to change, and maybe change at level 20 from 10% to like 8%, and then this item will be in good terms and good standing. Aos Cookie. I know a lot of people don't like this item. I like this item. I used to use it when I was going like a so-called Snorlax build. I wasn't using Focus Band. I was using Aos Cookie over Focus Band. But then later on, throughout my Unite career, I took out Aos Cookie for Focus Band because Focus Band is just too good not to have. For them to buff this item, I feel like this is the same thing that goes for all the scoring items. For all the scoring items, I think they need to like change. Instead of it being 6 buckets, make it like 3 buckets. You need to score 3 times to get up to max health. And then instead of it being 200 points, for in this case, Aos Cookie gives you 200 health per score, but you can only score 6 times before this Aos Cookie is maxed out. Make it like 400. So for every bucket, you get 400 health per bucket, and it maxes at 3 times. But yeah, that's how you fix Aos Cookies. Change it, instead of maxing out at 6 buckets, it'll max out at 3, and every time you score, it'll give you 400 health instead of 200. So it'll still give you the same amount of health at the end of the day, but it'll just take less to max out. And I think Aos Cookie will be a lot more used than it is now. Attack weight. This item is only good on one Pokemon in the game. The only Pokemon this item is good for right now is Lucario. If you're not Lucario, this item isn't good for you. Lucario maximizes this item beautifully, like, because of the whole Score Shield, Buddy Barrier, and we already know most Lucarios are just spamming the scoring anyways, and Lucario's DPS is just massive. So an extra 90 to 100 damage per hit, that makes Lucario a monster right now. Like, so that, I think this will also be the fix to attack weight. I feel like if you want to fix attack weight in the game, Pokemon Company and Temi Studios change the whole 6 maxing out at 6 to maxing out at 3, and to just still leave the damage the same, but just for every goal, you're getting more attack added on to your base attack because you max out at 3 instead of 6. So right now, I think you gain like 12 damage per goal at level 20. Instead, make it 20. No, make it 12, 24, 30, make it 36. So make you max out at 3, but you get 36 base attack for every bucket that you do, and attack weight will be fixed. More people will use it. Special attack specs. Special attack specs. This item is sort of trash. No one uses this. This is another goal scoring items. I'm gonna say the same thing like I've said with every other goal scoring item, which is attack weight, Aos Cookie, special attack specs. Same thing. Instead of it maxing out at 6, make it max out at 3, but you leave the damage increase the same, which is 16 per goal. Turn that to 48 per goal. That item is fixed. But special attack specs, as of right now, you gain more special attack when you score. You max out at 6 scores, and for every score you get 16. To fix this item, like I said, if the game wants to buff this item, because this item definitely needs some buffs, make it to where they max out at 3 buckets, and for every bucket that you score, you get 48 base special attack instead of 16, and this item will be a lot more useful. Because as of right now, I feel like this game is like in a very stale spot. Everybody uses the same items. The comps are pretty much the same, especially if you're going to play in tournament. The comps are the same. So that's the issue with this game. I would like to see these things get fixed. All the scoring items, which is these 3 right here, they all need buffs immediately. That's why no one uses them. And the only Pokemon that uses attack weight right now is Lucario. That's the only item. No Pokemon in the game should be running this, in my opinion. Special attack specs. Let's go to experience share. So experience share, I feel like experience share is in a good spot. Now, if you want to make it mandatory for supports to run experience share, because right now is really only Blissey's run experience share, and maybe some Elder Gosses, but no one is really running experience share, and I think no one is running it because it just doesn't do enough, but it does enough at the same time. The base movement speed, 10 movement speed, that's okay. Maybe up that to like 15. I would even say double it, make it 20. Give somebody 20 movement speed. The bonus experience per level, right now at level 20 you get 4 experience per second. Let's turn that to like, what's a good balance? Should I say 8? I feel like 8 is a good spot. Yeah, make it 8. At level 20 you get 8 experience per second. I want it to be in a state where the supports are actually using this item. Right now, supports aren't using this item, so I'm trying to make it more useful for supports. And the only thing I can think of is, given the HP right now, the max HP at level 20 is 160. Make that 200. Make the movement speed at level 20 instead of 10. Make that 20. The bonus experience, instead of 4 experience per second, make it 8 experience per second. Problem solved. We in the game. We good. We Gucci. The supports will be using this item. Trust me, Pokemon. I'm telling you, it'll work. I'm telling you. This is not a debate. I'm telling you, this will work if you want your supports to be running this item in the game. All right, let's move on to the next item. Assault Vest. Assault Vest. This item, everybody was using this item in the beginning. When the game first came out, everybody was using this item. But now it's like blocking special attack is just not that useful like that. Like if we want more Pokemons to go use this item, if we want more Pokemons to use a Assault Vest right now in this game, I would say let's let you get the shield a little bit faster. I believe you get the shield when you're like, again, 8 seconds out of combat. Let's drop that down to like 3 seconds out of combat. Come on, like you guys are this 8 seconds is too long in such a fast-paced MOBA. No one is not fighting anything for 8 seconds. And if you are, you're playing the game wrong. You're not supposed to not be attacking anything for 8 seconds. So that needs to change. So increase it from 8 seconds to 3 seconds. You'll get your shield back. You get a 15% shield based off of your maximum health. I'll say buff it to like 20%. Nah. Leave that to 15%. I'm tired of the whole shields. Shields are just too OP in this game. Leave that to 15%. But the maximum health is only 180. Let's change the maximum health to like 300. Let's change the defense to 30. Leave the out of combat percentage of shield worth to 50%. Leave that the same. And change the shield regain from 8 seconds. Maybe 3 seconds for this one is probably too short. Change it from 8 seconds to 5 seconds. That's good. 8 seconds to 5 seconds. This will be a buffed item, and I think more people will probably maybe use it. Maybe. You'll see. Rocky Helmet. This item is so trash. This item is so trash. I just don't understand why in other MOBAs, an item like this would do damage to you every time you attack. Say like I had on this item in other MOBAs, every time you attack me, you take a percentage of damage to yourself. But how Rocky Helmet works is someone has to be hitting you for a while, and then and only then eventually you'll take some damage. But you don't even take damage to yourself just automatically. You just you damage everyone around you. So it's like a whole circle, and you will take like a few damage based off of the Pokemon's max HP, whatever. They gotta change that. They gotta make it to where if someone attacks me, auto attacks me, I do damage back to them, and just leave it like that. This will be used on every single tank. You attack me, I'm doing damage right back to you, a percentage of whatever the damage is. So if you do 15 damage to me, I'll do 3% of that 15 damage back to you. And this item will be fixed. This item will be fixed. That's how you fix this item. Problem solved. As of right now, this item like doesn't do anything because you have to constantly be hitting the enemy, and then after you constantly hit the enemy, then it'll proc and do damage, but it'll only proc within a radius. So if you're not in that radius, you don't do damage. They got to throw that away. Throw that away, try again later, and just make it to where instantly you attack me, I damage you, item is fixed. That's how I think that Rocky Helmet needs to be solved. Last item, Energy Amplifier. So Energy Amplifier, this item is okay on certain Pokemons. It definitely needs some buffs. How I will buff Energy Amplifier, right? As of right now, Energy Amplifier gives you cooldown on all your moves. It also gives you cooldowns on your Unite move, and it increases the amount of energy you're able to hold. And it also increases the radius of which the energy kind of gets sucked into you or onto you. So how I would change this item: Unite move damage increases 21%. I'll change this to like 25%. 25% increase the damage. This item will be in a good spot. Cooldown per items. I mean, not items, cooldowns for your special moves. It's only 1.8. I don't know why is it so low. Only 1.8. Let's buff this to like 4. Maybe that's too high. Buff this to like 3.6. Double it. Or 4. Yeah, why not? Let's buff this. Nah, 4 might be a little bit too high. Let's buff this to 3. Buff this to 3%. And this can remain the same, this whole energy. No one wears this item for the Aos energy at all. I don't get why this even matters, but no one wears this item for those, or that at least. So let's see. Yeah, buff the cooldown reduction to 3% instead of 1.8%, and buff the Unite move damage increase from 21% to 25%. And that's it, guys. This is what I think needs to be changed as far as the items within the game. This is my opinion, so that's it. All right, everybody, it's your boy Blackbeard. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. This was just, in my opinion, what I feel like should be changed within the game, and how I believe that, you know, some items should be buffed and some items should be nerfed. If you guys agree or disagree, please write it down in the comments. I'll definitely reply. And you know, I just want to hear everybody's opinions. It's your boy Blackbeard, the Professor, and I'm out. Peace. Ha ha! I'm out.